Nangari I see uhoto. Can I make you mas bonono? Harunya kalobolo. Duro firali polo. Duro firali polo. Duro firali Ustofu uhoto. Acceleration carposho. Eu shake some cocoto. Nangareka botolo. For when I lead it from down. Ish, gaspenda it down. Carrera full pay down.
Ladies and gentlemen, the product thing, but guys, welcome to the podcast label. See, say that again, we are the podcast with Vho Tsii,
and we are rolling with the best at all the times. Zero for what we want to
but the best promoter in the. Should you say in the universe?
In Africa. The number one promoter. If I can be introducing him now, I'll be flexing. I'll make it to her.
Paragraph of ways how to praise
Thank you, man.
You know it, but welcome, hey?
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
Wow. I like the way she agrees. Thank you, man. Marowe, we are honored to have you on our show. This is Podcast with Vho Tsii. This is another episode, another listening episode. So, can I introduce you or you'll do the honors?
You can introduce me. It's nice when people flex about.
Wow. She has to feel special the most.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a talented South African, young or old, this is the person that you must be knowing by now. It's no other than Rita Dee. NOTA is the surname, but she's going to tell us more about how Rita Dee came about.
We know where she touched when it is gold. We know what I know to gold.
She's gold everywhere. She's gold everywhere. So, the program is yours.
Yeah, my name is Rita Dee, the number one venerable diva.
Oh my God!
Number one.
Quick.
The number one venerable diva. I was born here in Thohoyandou.
Okay.
Born bred, yeah. I'm a vendor chick, you know. I'm a royal queen.
Oh my God!
So yeah, I joined the entertainment industry when I was 15. The journey started. My dad is a radio guru, is a radio legend. My dad is Brapeto Nepawe, so he started radio back in before I was born. It was back in the 60s. So he started at Radio Venda, and then he moved and changed to Radio Thohoyandou, and then it changed to Parapara FM.
Wow.
He recently went to pension last year, 2020. Yeah,
you've the jeans.
She's there, but she's in the mainstream.
So yeah, he was my inspiration. So that was the reason why I started radio. So when I started radio, I was 15.
Where did you school?
Study-wise, I was a naughty girl. So I went to a lot of schools. That's why I know a lot of people, you know, because the connection started back then because I went to a lot of school and I was the loudest.
Why did you change schools?
Because I was the loudest. Apparently, when you're the loudest, you get suspended, and I always.
Welcome to our
I think before we continue, can you just one juicy high school story that you can remember, the best one, the one
the
best one. That's the one you will never forget.
It was when I changed the gate locks.
Wow.
Yeah, I wanted school to go out early that week. So I had to change the locks.
Why?
And I wanted school to knock off early that week. I had things to do. Yeah, so that was one of those, and other ones I can't even say.
So you were a president or?
I was a president when I was in grade 11. I was the first president of Nazarene School of Sciences here at PODCAST. Yeah, so I was the first female SRC president.
Wow.
Yeah, but then.
So you're a leader, man.
Yeah, I was.
I'm Moses.
So yeah, I went to Hillmer Learning Center. And then my high school life started at Mbiru Secondary School. Got suspended at grade 10. And I moved, my father decided to take me to a Christian school. That's why I moved to Nazarene. That's when I was the first president. And then I moved there as well. I moved to...
They thought you'd change because you're going to...
Yeah, to a Christian school.
So I know you had...
I had to attend biblical studies every day. You know, when my classmates were doing Chivenda classes, I used to go to Mr. Mudau's office for biblical studies. So they wanted to... I don't know what they were doing, but it worked, I guess. But I left. I don't know, but I left. Okay, it worked because I understood the Bible more.
You just have that.
Which is religious.
Maybe they wanted me to film my religious part somehow. So then I moved to High Tech College, Amen. And then from there I matriculated at North Tech. Yeah, North Tech College. Yeah, it was at where there's Tabani Mall now. There were two schools there. There was High Tech and North Tech. So I went to Herman, and then I got suspended when I was writing my trial. And then I went next door. That's why I matriculated at North Tech. So they were just next door.
So, I agree we were still talking about Rita.
Yeah.
So the 15 part, now I was interested to agree she was 15 years.
Okay. When I started radio, it was before Rita Dee was born, by the way. I was called Fly D on radio.
Maybe you could have heard of it.
I worked with a lot of people. Wala Guga, what G-Voice. Like I worked with a lot of people. What Jones Najib is like, I worked with a lot of people.
And so look at them at their height. She just touched her with a golden...
the golden hands.
Yeah, so I was Fly D. I was Fly D for like 3 years. 16, 17, 18. 18, I was so smart. I decided, yes, radio is not just paying me peanuts.
You were getting paid.
I was getting paid.
Wow. People are working for free. I mean, people are volunteering.
No. I was getting paid then. Yeah. And then I joined Mira Zutpansbeck. So I became a journalist with no papers.
Wow.
Then I went to newspaper. I had a column called Makoya Gossip. I was doing Makoya Gossip and Hot Sit, and that's with Pansberg Zutnet, which is Mira publication, which is now I'm recently doing the gig guide for Mira. So journalism was good, but it didn't have that effect, that overnight.
That thing.
So when they say surrounding is very important. So most of my friends growing up with friends were like artists or kids of artists, because usually Fridays we used to go for rehearsals, accompany my friends or their dad rehearsing. Knowing if you go to rehearsal and there's a show on Saturday, it means you will take along. But if you don't attend the rehearsals, you don't attend the events. So, Univen Freshers Ball, I started attending shows when I was very young.
Oh, you were not a student, you were just coming here to...
No, I was attending because you find... Colbert Mukwa was booked and Persis my friend since we were 15.
You grew...
Yeah, he's like my life friend.
He's just jumping on the stories.
There's a lot of stories. We can talk all night.
We can talk all night. We don't mind. We got all the time in the world.
We really need to know
Yeah, that's where the fascination of music started. Because I was always in studios. Remember the time Yabo Bomo, I used to run away from home and go to Bomo Studio, sleep on a cement there, eat dry bread.
And everyone
was recording there, his first album, So, and I was the only chick there. I was the only girl.
So you were not feeling threatened?
No, never. I grew up with boys. 90% of my friends are boys. I'm tomboyish, not really a straight woman. I'm straight, okay, no homos. I'm straight sexually, but then my character is half-half. Yeah, some see me as a man, some see me as a female. But then on my sexuality, I'm straight.
Meaning that you...
Straight as they come.
Yeah, taken.
Huh?
Yeah, taken.
Something like that.
Okay. If it's you, I can make a plan. Oh, it's just.
And
just-
nah, it's me and you forever.
Oh, what is the mutual thing? People who are committed, eh? So,
Yeah, so that's when I joined the music industry. Like I just fell in love. Okay, I always say music is also a calling, you know. It's like soca, it's like sangoma, you know. You cannot run away from it. I've tried running away from the entertainment industry for like how many times? 12 times. Yeah, but it never worked. You know, today I wake up and say, I'm done with this bullshit, and then tomorrow I get a deal, a call, and I'm like, okay, I can do that. You know.
Wow.
You know? You see, so like, okay, now I can do that. I can do that for you. So yeah.
Because when you have confidence in yourself.
Yeah, confidence is number one. Yeah, it's the key for everything.
Oh,
Because when you believe in yourself, you can do anything. You know, like you wouldn't care.
Can you say that again?
No, I mean, if you believe in yourself, you can do anything. You can take yourself anywhere in the world. It starts with you for you to get to a certain place.
That's why you're the number one promoter.
That's how she's moving. Like,
I mean, like she's.
she's just flamboyant.
Flamboyant. You got
So,
it right.
how are you able to balance the entertainment part with the? Agree, you just said that you're in the.
I'm doing construction as well. Love and industry. Okay. You know, when you believe in something, sometimes you have to put yourself first. And it might sound selfish, but then for you to do something, you have to put yourself first. So relationship-wise, know how to balance it. It's not easy, especially me. I can spend 10, 15 days without being home, sleeping at 5 and waking up at 7, 2 hours of nap. You know, so any normal person, especially the male side, will feel threatened, will feel like maybe she's cheating, she hardly sleeps, you know, I hardly see my man. But I love
that part.
I hardly see him. So because we busy people, and I believe in his dreams and he believes in mine. So we've managed all through these years. We've managed to draw a line that I can keep my personal life private, and then go to the people and be me. And then when we have our time. Yeah, you know. It's not supposed to be every day. It can be once in 6 months, but it goes down.
comes up.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, when some people when they are into something,
You have to sacrifice some pleasures of this world, you know, to get to where you want to be. You know, life is all about sacrifices, you know. So if you want it all, you will end up being a home mom. Sorry about that. But then life is all about choices and sacrifices. So I'm willing to sacrifice my pleasures. They don't really control me. I control them.
You're a strong woman.
Yeah, I control my emotions. They don't control me.
She also is a strong man.
You must also give it to me.
And just that people don't know that love is not sexual. You know, the sexual part is a bond that attaches to you, but it's not really sexual. If you can love your person with no sex, it means you can. It doesn't really matter.
Does it happen?
It does. When it happens, it happens.
Possible.
And for real. It's like when you go to exercise, you go all out, right? When you go to the gym, you go all out. So when you go there, you go all out.
We need to know. You should have came with the
We're learning something new.
So I heard you talk about construction.
Yeah.
You also.
I'm also doing construction now. I've entered in construction. I have a company called Denmark. It's somewhere here. It's somewhere here.
We should have kept saying.
Yeah, it's outside. Outside. Yeah, so then before Denmark, 2012. all through those years, I'm going in shows with my friends. Some of them don't get paid, some get exploited, whatnot. So it's been hard,
The game is like
and we didn't really have funds. I started my company from a 0 budget. That's one thing people don't know. I registered my company in 2012. It was in August.
So you changed the name to Rita.
Yeah, that's when Rita Dee was born.
Okay.
Tsii-Entertainment was born in 2012 in August. So I registered my company because I was working, but it was not legal because I had no papers. So 2008, 2009, 10, 11, I was working. So I was stealing from the government because I was not paying tax. Until somebody came and said, see, you are making money and you don't have papers. So 2012, I registered it. And then from 2012, it's been a beautiful journey because my first artist that I signed in 2011 before I had papers was Tsii-Entertainment. He was my first artist. Yeah, Tsii-Entertainment. The Chipinga Chouchina. He was the first white superstar. Yeah, he was my first artist. I released this second album called Mbiala and Wainuni, which had Will Come Firing a Child. That was my album. That was my first project. Yeah, which had a sleeve of an eye, and yeah, that was my first project. Like officially when the company was at papers.
But like, okay, like in Nagare, I was doing job at the time.
Yeah.
I was a fan of rap. So it is what made me to recognize, like it was something that made us, let's say,
Yeah,
to recognize.
it went very big in
So
Rwanda.
to a point where obviously it was my dream, like to see this is finally a dream because I've always wanted to see that music coming worldwide, everywhere.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, like, what because I know what you mean, and all those guys who is like they were once they had a song of an anthem.
Yeah.
So what happened? Like, what was the squabbling, or why were they not there?
Hey, you're gonna get me in trouble. Okay, what went wrong? Okay, Venda Anthem was the first collaboration Venda rap song that made it. The timing was right. Collaborations were very hard then, and there was a long journey when we were building Venda rap. Because in Venda, the only genre that really made sense was reggae, traditional music, indigenous music, and gospel. So that was only 4 genres. So we were raised believing that you cannot rap into Venda. Only Zulus can, and only Swatis and so on.
So like, was it documented or was just a myth? Like we just assume.
Like us growing up, the only genres we had was reggae, and Chivenda, and indigenous music, and traditional music, and reggae. You know, so there was that myth of you cannot rap in Chivenda. Only Zulus can. You cannot sing R&B songs if it's not reggae, and that was called Betumkwebo's genre. So we started Van Rap. I was part of the movement of the beginning of Van Rap, and I was the only female.
When you were singing, or you? Because I've listened to most of the songs. I've never seen
I've never really, you know when you know yourself. I tried being a backup artist for People's Men back in the days, only these times. I tried backing some artists, but then it was not. I didn't want to be on stage because I was born on stage. You get my point. So I wanted to be behind the curtains. So I always wanted to be behind the scenes and give others a chance and mean talented people. So now the reason why I started my company was Chivenda language to be acknowledged globally, for us to compete nationally, because it was hard for us to watch Venda artists on TV once in a million years. You know, it was very rare. We were Parapara dominated. If an artist played in Parapara, they felt like, yo, I've made it, you know, and you haven't even started. So I had that thing that I wanted Venda music to play on Metro FM. I wanted Venda music I wanted our artists to go on those national stage. Yeah, like I think I've achieved that lately. But that was the reason why I started. And there was a lot of sacrifices. Remember, we started from a 0 budget. So I used to get a monthly allowance from my father. Because my mom passed on when I was 16. Yeah, my mom died in a car accident. Nah, it's fine, and it's been like how many years now? People die every day. But not so many people, so we don't cry anymore. We just celebrate their lives. You know, that's how life is. I'm gonna die, you're gonna die. You're gonna die one day, so that's the reality of things. If you don't accept the reality of things, you will never move forward.
This one she inspires me. Why? You know a way to die.
I have that.
She can steal your heart.
So yeah, starting a company from a 0 budget, and my mom just passed on like it was like 3 years after. It was tricky because now I used to take my monthly allowance and invest it in my business, and by that time we lost a lot of money. Some events we didn't get paid, some were promotional, and you find all these artists don't have money. We had to save up to buy microphones, you know, CD cards and stuff like that. So yeah, it was very, very, very hard. But then, you know, you can start by getting paid 500, right? And then push and it comes 1,000. And then you push and 4,000. A year later it's 10,000. So now that will get to 150,000. That a million, you know? So yeah, so that's how it started.
Actually, we're busy breaking. So where can you in yourself when it comes to network?
You wanna kill me now?
It's I agree with you. It's like a ladder.
She started from zero.
Like I'm doing it globally now. I'm doing it in Africa. So yeah, like this weekend I have a show in Malawi, but I think I'm gonna pass it because I just got another order. But then yeah, some artists are gonna perform there in the
Who are you artists? Who are you artists?
Who was the second? I can share the first artist.
Oh yeah.
The second artist, and then we'll talk about.
Oh okay. My first artist was Tsii-Entertainment. In 2012, and then I signed the first dance crew in Limpopo, which was actually doing great until they became big-headed, so to say that, but it's true.
Truth matters.
And then I signed, they were called KLB until I changed the name to the Replay Dance Crew. They're one of the biggest. They even went overseas and stuff. And then from the Replay Dance Crew, no, before the Replay Dance Crew, man, I worked with King Ray. Yeah, there were some boys who used to sing EZT and HB. Yeah. Yes, then I worked with King Rap. From King Rap, it was the Replay Dance Crew. From the Replay Dance Crew, I signed Ramsey. And then Ramsey, and then Rachel Hill. And then from Mr. 5455, who else came on board? Postman. And then the journey came, and me and him are like life friends and whatever people call it, whatever you guys call it is fine.
She's married.
And yeah, they will always talk, especially when you're very important. If they have nothing to talk about, they have to talk about you who's done something. So yeah, I fight to that. And then Makhadzi and Makhadzi. And then she was number 9. No, she came after BUNDU, man. Yeah, she was number 9. Yeah, I worked with him for like 2 years.
So okay, let me pause it right there. So it means the entertainment don't just focus on music.
No.
Focus on films.
I do entertainment. It's a movement. We move with, even if you're a model, even if you're just an MC, if, you know, even soccer players.
She has a team.
She was.
Monkeys.
You're still fresh.
Imagine monkeys and then
and then came Belafonte, and then RABS VHAFHUWI, and then came Mr. Nejo, and then came Rita Dee, and then Who am I forgetting? Yeah, these people are
They just plow talents.
Oh, and then came Razike, and then came Daniela Cassetti, my Espanol artist, and now there's Vima Pinzi as well from Botswana. Yeah.
Oh, I saw a post.
Yeah.
So, Mina, I was also interested in the one with the Makhadzi awards.
Okay.
Or like, how did you meet her? I mean, like, some of us we saw her from.
Side of the story, like.
I don't owe anybody an explanation because there's nothing to explain.
Yeah.
But then I will answer your questions. I'm just making it clear. I'm just making it clear to the world that I don't owe anybody any explanation because nobody really knows what happened. I know and she knows. And maybe the people very close to us knows the truth. And people who know social media will know what social media says. So me, I don't work for social media. I met when she was doing a street promotion. In Venda Plaza, I was with Pesi. We were going to ShopRite. It's in front of Capitec. Yeah, so we were going to ShopRite. Me and Pesi were going to ShopRite. So she was selling CDs there. But the sound was not the sound I liked. It was too, you know me, I'm from town. It was too rural and too it was too, you know, we used to call it Tintin music. Tamanyala. Yeah, but then we decided we used to call it Tintin music. Yeah, so I passed there, she was performing there. I remember me and Pesi even closed our ears because the sound was too much and the tempo was too much and too fast, you know. And then I passed. Coming back, I was like, can we just wait a bit? And Pesi was like, nah, man. And then there was time. And then I passed. Luckily, I was working for some office at Rubengo Complex, and I was still doing this. You know, I used to get extra jobs after school work so I can pay for my entertainment lifestyle. Yeah. You know, so I can. So I had to have side hustles, so I can just invest in my company. So there was a show that I was doing for TVET College in 2012. Yeah, it was like a freshers growth for 4 campuses. And they gave me a specification. It had Dr. Malinga, DJ Clock, it had Ramzi was still fresh then. So it also had Makhadzi's name there. But then I booked everybody, but I couldn't locate that woman. I didn't know where to find her. I didn't know, you know, and even maybe I didn't take a music serious then as well. And I didn't book it. I booked everybody on the specification. And then on the day of the event, it was hosted in 2010. It was 4 campuses. It was Tech Events, Basa, Mabui, and Mashamba campus and Chismai. So it was packed. She came with Chibribu. Yeah, and then Chibribu was one of my as well. So she came with Chibribu, but by that time, me and Chibribu were not in good terms. So we fought. You know, we fought some Rita Dee stories, politics with my something else. Some politics there, I think. So me and Chibribu were not in speaking terms. So Chibribu knew she was on the specification. So the day of the event, he came with her. And I had, before then, I had a story that, I was a Makhadzi annual show coordinator for 3 years, 2013, 2012, 2013, 2014. Makhadzi annual show, the show ground restricted. So I coordinated that event for 3 years. So on the second year, apparently she was promoting her music at a restricted complex somewhere there. And the town was packed because it was the day of the main event. So her previous manager was promised her, don't worry, after promotion we'll get you that big stage there. But she was not booked. So I was the one handling all the bookings because we had Bonnie Golda from the UK, we had Raf Gam, we had that's when I started meeting RABS VHAFHUWI because I booked him from Cape Town. Yeah. So she came with the manager, right? Around 7. But they didn't have VIP tickets because they were not on my lineup. So somehow, somewhere, I don't know how they managed to pass the bouncers. They ended up in the VIP. So that man came. He knew one of my partners. He wasn't Gereza from Cornerstone. He was one of my bosses there. And he was the owner of my multimedia. So he was the manager was taking advantage that he knows the owner of the show, who is my boss. But I was the coordinator of the event. So So there's nothing that the boss will say if it's not part of who I paid.
Yeah.
Because me, I have to do my job. So when they came to me, they were like, "Can we get on stage?" I saw her wearing some shorts, torn up. I'm like, on my stage? Never. I didn't book it. I didn't pay. Right? So I even called bouncers. Take these people out for my VIP. So that woman, that thing stayed in her head because everybody wanted to perform at Makhadzi showground. That was the biggest show because we used to accommodate like 17,000 crowd for 4 days. So it was bitter. So the day of that one, TVET. When she came with Chiburibu, it was because me and Chiburibu were fighting and he knew that she was on the spec. So he came with her like, let's go, you were there. That woman did not book you. And then she had problems now. I didn't let her perform at Makhadzi. So they came. She was wearing tracksuit. When they came there, VIP didn't know how they got in. So I'm like, what are you doing here? And then he saw, you know what, yes, what are you doing? It was like, and then I asked my securities, my bouncers, how the fuck did this person get in here? And it's not even on the list. And nigga, I paid you, and you're not doing your work. So okay, fine. So because she's from Mashamba. We had Mashamba campus in the crowd as well, so they know her music. I'm not familiar because I'm from thohoyandou and they're from Mashamba, so it's like 2 different places. Yeah. So the show started, and then you know when you have guts. Me, I respect somebody who can come face to face and say, "Rita, I hit you face to face." I respect that person fully, and I know it's very hard for someone to come face you in the face and say, "Nigga, I don't like your ass," and I don't like pretending, you know. I call a spade a spade. So I respect somebody who will come and say, "You didn't treat me right, and this is how I felt," and then I can explain myself and say, "I didn't book you, I didn't pay you, you know, so I don't owe you bullshit, you know." But seriously, honestly, so I was standing by the stage stairs, and that woman came to me, and she's like, "Do you have a problem with me?" I'm like, "Sorry, Sissy." I thought she was 16, 17, 16, somewhere. I'm like, "Sorry, Sissy, what's up?" And she's like, "You didn't want me to showcase my talent on a very huge stage at Makhadzi." I'm like, "Okay, Sissy, you came straight to me, and I'm grateful. But listen, now I was hired from Makhadzi municipality by Makhadzi Multimedia to be the coordinator and the marketing strategist of that event. So I am only allowed. I have to make sure everybody on the lineup is paid. I have to make sure every accommodation is booked, traveling expenses are paid. Like the show running, it's my responsibility. There's time slots, it's my responsibility. Catering for artists is my responsibility. The marketing of the show is my responsibility. So that's a municipality event. If by chance anybody goes on that stage and not paid, and after the show it goes to the municipality and says man is not paid, it will seem as if I ate man. So I was doing my job because I would leave my job and I was still new there, and I was still trying to build my profile. And that was the biggest opportunity as well for me.
And you had to
So I was like, I don't know you. I only saw you once, but then even your brand does not represent that kind of a stage. Even the way you were looking, the street market and that kind of a stage is 2 different things. I didn't want the mayor coming to me and say, "What is this?" Because I didn't even know what was going on stage.
And I agree, if a person is about to perform a local artist, you must go with the mood of the audience.
You must check the theme.
And time is very important when you're hosting a show because they will tell you we're closing at 2 a.m. And every artist should be scheduled and performed. If they don't perform and they've been paid, it's my fault. It's not their fault. You know? So yeah, I might end up not getting paid because of issues like those. So me, if I'm doing my job, I do my job straight. So then she was like, "Okay, so now I'm here. Can you just give me a chance to perform 2 songs so I can prove to you what I can do?" I'm like, 2 songs. And I remembered the specification. I'm like, "Oh, okay. Then we find out. Okay, it's fine." She was wearing tracksuit. The moment she went on stage, she was doing the Tsii-Entertainment and whatnot. The Mashamba crowd went, "Wow!" And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Okay." It's not cleaned up yet, but okay. can be polished. This rubbish. It can be polished. Honestly, I even RABS VHAFHUWI can say that. He even told me last month. I even told him this is the next brand of us, and everybody laughed at me. Like everybody I told. Yeah, and everybody was laughing at me.
Last week, what we
It's like, and everybody was like, Rita, even Dr. Colbert, everyone told him, you. Before we changed genres, though, it was before we changed genres. And then after that show, a week later, she called me. She was facing problems with previous management. So she had accommodation issues. She had school fees, outstanding balances. That there were a lot of issues, and then she came for help. And then I was like, okay, fine. This is what I can do. But then it's gonna take us years for us to. We have to rebuild this brand from dust. I'm not gonna take you fully out from the street market because that's what made you. But then when we move forward, we're going to change and narrow it to the cleanest music. That's why we joined Limpopo House. Because I remember on the how many albums did I produce?
was my uncle's favorite.
So many. What's the other second one? And then I did 4 albums. And I think I was the longest manager she had for 8 years.
No, what did you say the best? What did you say?
The best is yet to come. I believe you can never be the best of the best until you have reached all the milestones. You can travel the world, but you can never be the best of the best until the original one unleashes.
But where you come from determines your future. And where she comes from is like, we can go anywhere.
Do you believe in God?
I do.
Yeah.
Me, I believe in God. And I believe I'm a blessing to the Venda people. And I believe I'm a blessing to the Limpopo music industry. And I believe we're still going to create more blessings in this industry because we've done a lot of work. Even if people can turn a blind eye, you know where you're from and you know what you've done and you know where you're going, and you don't appreciate everybody to give you flowers every day because you have to give yourself flowers before the flowers.
Yeah, before you get
I'm just
go deep. Baby. She was ready to my baby.
It's like me, it's like when we're talking about politics, right? People will find it strange. You see Rita wearing red, Rita wearing green, Rita wearing yellow. And they forget, Rita is a businesswoman. I'm a service provider, and wherever I go, when I work, I go all out. Even if it's just a small event, I go all out. Because remember, the brand should speak for itself.
It's speaking for itself. So now, it was okay.
On her then, I agree. You are speaking about politics.
Yeah.
You can't forget yesterday.
Yes.
It
was just, we voted, day before yesterday.
I agree. Your vote is not a secret in Podcast With Vho Tsii. Because you've already voted.
I want this to vote again.
No, we just want to see where is your ideology lying? How do you see this thing of politics?
Okay,
I was born in a musical family. Do you know Samuel Ramu? He won a lot of Satmans as my grandfather.
Like now, and that's singers I know you.
From West End. Yeah,
I know
Samuel
them.
Ramu. So even Mutendas is my Kotsumunen. Mutendas Nepawe. And the Soul Nepawe, the poet. Is also my, so I'm born from a musical family. Kotsumuruanga, also Nepawe. So it's like, we know more about entertainment. If you come to my family parties or whatever, it's a bash. It's a bash.
Cotton face.
You don't need to book anybody. You want to be adopted. That's how blessing powers are realities. So we we're not politicians, but then music is associated with politics. Because politicians also need to be entertained, and they need to market their political agendas and initiatives through music and artists. So when it comes to politics, I choose not to get involved because I always I always protect my business interest. Because at the end of the day, before we vote and after we vote, we still have to eat. See?
And a raw territory.
But
you know, because liver or not, they want to eat.
Don't buy the hand that feeds you.
Yes. So me, if I have to sit with Ramaphosa today, I sit with him. Tomorrow, if I'm sitting with Julius Malema, I sit with him. And when I'm there, I will never talk anything politics because I don't know anything politics, so I'm not politically affiliated. Me, I protect my business interests. I know to politicians, to some of them, to the most stupid politicians, it doesn't sit well with them. But the bigger guys, they know how business runs, and maybe along the way they'll understand.
And really, like getting to a point. Imagine, like just like us. We're actually now we're broadcasters, and then we go to the to for an event, and then we go wearing EFF t-shirts, and then to find out the best shirt is for ANC conflict. It will contradict and it will cause unnecessary problems. But if ever now we're just normal,
as long as you're not politically affiliated,
it kills artists, just like what they were doing
to Zahara and whatever. But then that's everybody is opted to have their own opinions. And we're living in a democratical world, so people will always have their own opinions and ideas. But then if you're not thinking as a business person, you are thinking as a normal person. So it's two different things, which means now you're thinking for yourself. So if you're thinking business wise, you think for the people you pay, you think for your employees, you think for the company itself. Now you put yourself last.
We're in the class. You need to entertain people. You need to give them the juice. Security is just throwing bars after bars.
This is amazing. Good, like I'm here. I can't even believe I'm listening to you.
But actually, it's a dream, bruh. But okay, Rita Dee. Okay, continuing on our topic. So, checking right now with Rita Dee Entertainment. How is it flowing? I can't remember. So far. Where can you put it? Where can you wait?
Honestly, I'm no longer interested. I'm out from the street market, unfortunately. But I have street soldiers. These upcoming companies. Who are doing it in the streets. Now I'm more of the international African target. And that's the issue. People think music has money. And people think, remember, in the industry, you sell a face. And when Beyonce sleeps, it doesn't mean she has makeup. And when she wakes up, it doesn't mean she looks the same as a magazine cover.
Where's that thing?
But you guys, because we are selling a brand to you, you believe that she wakes up like that.
And I would not maintain.
So we sell dreams, we sell pictures, we sell fancy cars, we sell. You might find me saying I've got a house right now, like Zara did, like Donald did, and then 3 years later they say they don't own shit. So they know that's called.
I thought maybe it was because of the record label.
No. You cannot really blame the record label because remember, when you come as an artist, you have zero budget, and then the company takes its money and invests in you. And that's a risk. It's like when you're hosting a show, there's a possibility that you can, after paying studio sessions, after paying PR, there's marketing, branding it, brand analyst, after paying all those things, there's a possibility that that project can go out and people won't like it. And who loses the most? The person who invested. So when you start making money, people look at the money that's coming in. They forget about the one that came out.
Forget about the
the expenditure. Everybody closed their eyes because they didn't see, they think they didn't see it. They think that money was flowing. But when the legal money comes, that's when people start bowling a man, and that's when everybody started looking.
But if the money is visible to people, it means it's not small.
How is it visible?
Okay,
I can give you an example. You can get to a point where you're charging 40,000 rand, for instance, right, for an event, and you find you've got 6 dancers, right? You've got 6 dancers. It's 40 grand. You've got 6 dancers. You've got a DJ. You've got a driver. You're going to rent out a car. Probably you don't have an H1 or a Fiat, so you have to rent out for the whole weekend. You have to pay for the rental car. There's diesel for you to move. There is food. At least accommodation. The guy that you render service to can, and some won't, but then in the beginning you have to book for yourself. So there's those logistics. There's uniforms, outfit, stage uniforms. There's makeup costs. So it's gonna come out from that 40 grand.
You gotta give me joy,
Yeah, which is so you might spend 28,000 on getting the event
Before it can happen.
Wow. And before you even paid food.
before you get your 25%.
So you still gonna get 25.
But then you're getting 25% after expenditure. And luckily in my company I get after expenditure, but in big companies like Kalawajas and stuff, they take it before expenses. So it means the one who's supposed to take 75 always get less money. So to the people outside, they will see that food.
Oh,
Don't care about the logistics.
Do not count the food and everything. Yeah, and it's just like that, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So even entertainment, even the industry is like any ordinary company like Vodacom, like any company like Eskom. Remember, you have to have an MD. Yeah, in these big companies, you have to have a receptionist, you have to have a strategist, you have to. So even in music, it's like that. The reason why vendor artists are not growing out from their comfort zone and why they're not making it national and international, they are not treating music as a business. They want to be an artist and be a manager and be a brand analyst on themselves and be the PR analyst. Big companies are paying 30,000 a month for PR. So you can be visible on TV because that PR person has to get paid. Big companies are paying when they have budgets. You don't just make it on TV without paying for marketing and PR. How do they do that? You should pay somebody to be your brand analyst so you can be endorsed by big companies like Vodacom and be a brand ambassador and be, and that's where the money is. Because now the money is no longer in music. Back in the days, hard copies used to make a lot of money. But now digitally. People think digital is making money, and there's no money in digital. I will give you a reason why, especially in Africa. That's why I ventured my business to Africa and not out of Limpopo, because Limpopo they don't understand. They don't read books. So they will think what they know, and to them convert that is true. But then the people who know how the industry works will see where I am and they're fucking up with this things. The reason why I'm saying there's no money in digital is in Africa, we use Huawei's, we use Samsung's. In the US, in the UK, they're making a lot of millions and billions in dollars because everybody is using an iPhone. An iPhone in the US, everyone. There is no Huawei, there's no Samsung in the USA. That they'll be lying to you. So you know how iPhone works. You have to purchase. So your playlist every month you have to.
And then
So now here in Africa, you send via WhatsApp. I release the album. You buy one 9 rand song or 6 rand song. You share it on 100 groups. The song is popular, but digitally it's only 9 rand. So when people see numbers, they think, "Hey, you're making money." I'll give you an example with YouTube. I was once attacked when I was in Cape Town that, hey, apparently the Tsii is sitting to YouTube, and I laughed. I was like, if I can just, I laughed. I was doing my landscaping project. Last year, November and December, I had 2 landscaping projects in Cape Town, Stellenbosch site. So that's why I was that side. And people didn't know. People thought I was on vacation. And the social platforms, Rita was on vacation for 2 months. I'm like, fuck, Jesus Christ. I'm even going to radio. Yeah, I was working there. So, like YouTube, for instance, you have a YouTube channel. Me, when I started my channel, it's got like 200,000 subscribers. I started my channel in 2009, right? In 2009. But I didn't know because we don't get educated about this stuff. So I kept on uploading content, but it was not monetized. Until I found out, I was taught about monetization, monetizing the channel in 2015, and which I have lost a lot of money. And the person who gave me that advice was NOTA. NOTA is a very good friend of mine. Yes, NOTA is a good friend of mine.
The authority.
Yes, the authority. And me and NOTA have traveled. Hey, NOTA! High five for teaching me on that. Yeah, so NOTA is the one who said, Rita, you're losing a lot of money. There was this guy who called me today. What's his name again from Kalawa? Just he called me today. What's your name, Daddy? You called me today. You called me today. What's your name? Yeah. So they told me, Rita, you've lost a leg through this. I'm like, why? Like this, you should have monetized. So I only started around end of 2015, 2016. Then we monetized the channel. But then, if people skip adverts, there is no revenue. You know, revenue. Yeah. One thing you have to learn about YouTube. Remember, now everything is on digital. Let me teach you. Let me give you a one-on-one lesson. And I'll be teaching them so that when they make noise, they know what they're talking about.
Yes.
You see, everything is on digital. So you put in your video, right? And it gets to 10,000 views. Companies like Fish, like Jerusalem Paradise, they see now your channel attracts people. So now it qualifies for AdSense, so adverts can come on playing. So if you got 10,000, you find there's one advert in the beginning and one in the ending. So when that advert plays, when you just playing that song on YouTube and you say play, and it will give you 3 minutes, and say skip. Once you say skip, there is no revenue collected because nobody watched that advert. Remember, advertisers should pay YouTube so you can get paid. So remember, YouTube is a platform for you to market your products globally. So it's a free service. So the YouTube does not owe you anything when you're using their platforms for free. Remember, so the people who should pay you are the people advertising on that platform. And which platform using your content? So now, if you say pause to all adverts, and the numbers, you can have 5 million views, for example, on that. It doesn't mean you've made a lot of money. Because you'll find on that 5 million, only 500 people watch the adverts. So the revenue collected is for 500 people. But then, they take only the revenue of the people who watch the advert. And they count the minutes. If you finish the advert, maybe it can be 9 rand. If you don't finish it, maybe it's 3 rand 50. You understand? So, if you keep on skipping, the viewership is going to add +1, Rita is watched. But the advert revenue, it's going to be 0 because you skipped the advert. But then when they say +1 view, they are boosting your channel so people can say fascination.
It gives like a marketing.
Yeah, and then remember now the profile of anybody, even if you just influencer, is the numbers. Back in the days, we used to use profiles. But now, we don't do those profiles. We do something called rate card. Rate card is when an artist, we collect your numbers from YouTube viewership to Instagram followership to Twitter followership to Facebook followership, and then we add them in one. If it's 10 billion, which means when you are influential to 10 billion people. So now, big brands come to you and say, we want you to be a brand ambassador, we'll give you 10 million. That's why Cassper Nyovest now is making more money because of his brand, not because of the music. The music just accompanied the brand to be influential. Because now, if Cassper gets five endorsements, maybe from Drip and whatever, Drip comes with 10 million. Someone comes with 5 million. And when now you perform for a gig for 40,000, what's making money for you? So now being influential, it pays more than good music.
That's why Ricky is rich. Ricky, one song a year.
Music doesn't have money anymore, people. Influence.
Wow.
Build up your rate card. So people don't know anything, they talk too much, they don't know anything. Me now, I read books.
When you're a queen of gold.
That's why when I go to workshops in
So now, what's your next project? What are you bringing to the table, Pella?
Okay, because now I've just moved. COVID was a good experience for me. Like, yes, it was. It made money. It made money for me. Yeah, COVID. Yeah. You know, in life you can be very passionate about something and lose yourself in that something, and people look at you in the outside and think you are happy, or else you are the saddest person.
Wow.
If I was running on the pace that I was running, I believe I wouldn't be living today. I will be suffering depression right now. I will be somewhere hospitalized. So, to some people, you might think, hey, whatever happened to Rita was a downfall. That was a life save. And remember, I invested all my life in the entertainment, and nobody will come and say you invested your life in the entertainment. So I took all my eggs and put them in one basket. And then when COVID came, I saw, fuck.
Jesus, what if this happened when I was 50? What if this happened when I was 70? Which means now I was going to start living a poverty life as an old man.
Yeah.
You see now. So it was a wake up. Yeah, a legend dies. That's when legends die, bro.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't have those wake up calls. Sometimes we get too comfortable, and then we think we're living in well, our life is all drawn up, or else we haven't started drawing anything.
You're nowhere when I say
You know when you think you're far, yeah. So when the first lockdown started, I was like to my team, like, let's do Sunday Life Express. We've got a studio, we can just do it from my house garage, you know. But then I got approached by people who just lost their jobs from white people's companies and stuff, who are landscapers. They came to me and said, Rita, we can work with you. Come with the company, we will work under you, we know how to do this, we'll show you how this is done, and I'm a very fast kid.
Wow.
I was one of the smartest kids at school,
Power.
you know, so I know if I just say I'm gonna do this, and
do it.
I do it, and I do it right. So I started marketing that landscaping company during lockdown, using social platforms. Then I started getting jobs, because remember they said no movement. But then construction, if I'm taking you to a resort somewhere in Limpopo or a resort somewhere in Bangladesh, and those people are staying there and working there, nobody can see you, but now we're making money. So that was a wake up call. Wow. So I worked a lot. I was doing a lot of concrete work during lockdown. I had like 8 projects. Like now I have 3 projects as we speak. People are staying inside. So it gave me enough time to invest in that business. And now when the world opens up, we started opening up, everything was running smoothly. I don't have to be there every day to run that bicycle. It's running on its own. It's moving. And that's a backup for life, because people are building houses every day. People want to live in beautiful spaces, and even those lockdown proved it that you must turn your house into your final destination. Make it a vacation, because you never know tomorrow if they're closing again. You will be swimming at your house with your own concrete pool. You have your own water pot. You have, like stuff like that. So a lot of people are building. So I'm now joined from landscaping. I'm doing construction full time. Double stories now. I'm even doing rock grinding as well.
Wow.
You know, and I'm just doing white people's work, because and I'm loving it.
There's
respect there. There's money. You pay people once a month. It's not weekly. You know, and it's very nice. And the respect is so good. And the clientele is too much. I love it. Even when you get there, the color fades in one or something. And then what enough?
So, Tadi, okay. Actually, checking you're having a construction company, and also the entertainment company is still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
So, what if there's a local artist out there who's at home right now, and one around Univen or around here, who needs like help, or who needs music?
Can I be honest? I've invested my life for vendor that I feel they're not worth my time anymore. Sorry to say that, because it will end up being me wasting my time and money in building brands and cooking for Joburg people. So I think it's about time people start cooking their own pots. Because now I'll cook pots. I've been cooking a lot of pots. And then when they start boiling and when we have to serve, you know, so I think it's about time I start running on my own lane in Africa, where I get to Africa and I get the respect that I believe I've earned, you know, and where they listen to me and understand where I'm coming from and even understand my business. So if you find someone like Vima Pizza, for instance, he's made it, you know, venturing with me is just him saying he wants to attack the world, you know, and he wants me to be part of the world attackers. And I spoke to, I might be joining Tama Girl as well very soon. And then I'm planning something in Zimbabwe with Japanese as well. So I'm trying to open my baskets in Africa. And now there's a woman in Ghana called Zuch as well, and Echo from Ghana, Accra. So I've been traveling a lot with or without artists. I've taken myself from thohoyandou to Barcelona, Spain, to the biggest global event, set with Wycliffe Jean and Miley Cyrus. Spent a week with those people. I've taken myself to as far as Francois, you know, like Mozambique. Like, so to me, I feel there will be another, there are other attendees growing, you know, from Venda. Maybe I have inspired, or it's possible it can be done. So I cannot stay in the ground for so long because I'm also aging. You know, I'm not getting any younger as well. I have to get to a point where I also have to have my private life. These days I'm very private. I just do work and and it's working. But then I used to put myself out there too much because I wanted the world to see I was making noise. So I've made the noise. You can't make the noise forever because you become noisy. You become noisy, and it doesn't keep you. You know, it doesn't say there's a future tomorrow. It can be my downfall. So I've learned the industry. I've studied it. I know a lot of big people. I've exchanged contacts with global.
Who are those global people?
Hey, my God!
Give us the cheese.
So like now, I recently did a partnership with some biggest company. You know, there's Risa and you know there's Echo, right? There is Mandla Senior Group. I met him in Botswana. We were there for SADC and music workshops when I left with Tira. So we did a partnership to create the first gospel choir in Limpopo called Limpopo Gospel Choir. So that's more of a religious kind of vibe. But then we wanted our indigenous gospel music to go out to the world. We wanted Africa to acknowledge South Africans who can really sing. Because now the industry is all indulged by computerized music, and our African rhythm has been stolen by Americans, and we are trying to be Americans, or else Americans are trying to be us, and we don't see. You don't even see what we have, you know. So we're trying to keep our indigenous music at home. There's in 2022, I'm doing a workshop called the North International Music Conference in Polokwane. The North, it's not just for thohoyandou. So I'm bringing people from Seychelles, Mauritius, music experts from the orchards, to music specialists from the USA, to to my listeners manager, Sija, I'm bringing global people that I have toured around the world and we've met and exchanged numbers. So I'm bringing them to Polokwane. So now we can get our industry people to sit down and listen to how the industry works and how it runs. Maybe that can be influential enough to apply change than trying to take somebody from the street and feeding them, and tomorrow they see you and say, fuck you.
They cut in the
So it's better now we come and educate them, and then they can know. Because sometimes we can blame these artists, they just don't know where to start. And they don't know how to push it. And once they're out there, once you're out there, it's like a soccer player. Once you're out there in the field and you're exposed and you know nothing about how soccer is, what contracts and what makes you paid, you'll sign for anything, you know, because they were not educated. So I think education is what's lacking in the industry in Limpopo.
She's an African queen.
She's the owner. She's the owner of the queen.
She's an African queen. Like, just look at people that she's been working with. Stars. Everyone is a star. Everyone. Tell me the one person who's not a star.
Never mind the stars, Luring. Even in schools, people are also learning about her because she's bringing change in South Africa.
When you're talking about learning, you just remind me. That was this year. What was it? 2016. Oh, my dad was proud. 2015. Oh, I met this examiner. And okay, I had this event that I used to do in high school called Education is the Key campaigns. So I used to do those campaigns, secondary, secondary. That's why I got a lot of high school target market. So that man decided when they were doing final exams for grade 12, he decided to do a case study about entertainment. So then after
someone here wrote about you.
a lot. I think it's that one. So I'm not thinking about it now. To me, it was nothing massive, like, but to the people it was. And the best part was the Department of Education called me to award me because in the whole sections, in the whole section of the exam, it was section A, section B. I think mine was on section C. 99% of grade 12's matriculants got total on that case.
Wow.
So which went back to say our learners they want to write something relevant to their surrounding or what they know, besides teaching them about something which is in the US that they can't even relate. So yeah, the department, high five to the Department of Education.
High five,
Grade 12 national exam.
from the
So I know there's people in Univen now who wrote exams and are still reading some of them using those question papers.
Why can't they just name something out of you?
I don't need that. I like attention.
No, it's not
And
for
then
you.
it's
Not for you. It's for the people who admire you.
I don't think. Me, I'm as simple as they come. The friends that I had in 2003, I told my friends today. I keep my circle very small, and I am real to myself. I don't put on makeup. I only put lipstick because I have dark lips.
Because you look hot.
I know because I got dark lips, and I've got the reasons why.
Yeah.
Second.
Whoa.
Remember my Rastafarian?
Getting in the So, when did you start smoking?
Hey, Daddy! But anyway, you know, Mara. Baby, I love you, Mara. I'm gonna go to Big Brother, so you'll see me there.
Wait. You're positioned.
Yeah, there's 99% that I'm going.
Wow. I wanna keep on watching Big Brother. Shout out to them.
Shout out to everyone who associates themselves with the queen.
I said 99%. I'm still thinking about it.
Wow, so the only person is wow.
But I'll get back to them.
Nah, man, I
I'll get back to
they
you guys.
deserve you.
Maybe.
You don't deserve them. They deserve
I'll make them dance. The whole man.
She's also part of the reason why she made the
you. How are you
country.
getting this answer? How? What is the juice? Like, yo.
The juice is hard work, sleepless, and invest in yourself. Don't wait for somebody to come and invest. Don't wait for when you start something. I remember when I started my company, I was discouraged by a lot of people. Some of those people at the end were like, "What the reason why she's there?" They turn around and say, "What's happened to you with us?" But there was the people who say, "I'm complaining." They were hating too much. And as a female, remember, the entertainment industry is a male-dominated industry. And for you to earn your respect, number one, you have to keep your pants and zip on. Hey, that's number one. If you do that, you will not earn the respect because every board meeting you get is males. Every event you work with is males. Every people you're going to empower and employ, 90% will be males. If I'm setting up my stage, males, because I need muscles. So if you start unzipping your zip to them, it means when you get there, this one will say, yesterday I did, and give me one. You know, so the respect leaves, and even when you talk, they won't give you an ear because once you see somebody naked, even if you say something, I'll go like, we had said
Wow.
So I was also empowered, there's a lot of people who empowered me. Even the struggle was tough. It was the struggle was very tough. There's a lot of shows that I went for that I didn't get paid. But luckily enough, the same people now, I hire them when I have projects. And I give them. This is how the world works. Because you never know what tomorrow brings for you. What was the question again? There was no question.
I would put never mind. We don't want to kill you, man.
And I'm also venturing in film, by the way. There's a series that we're doing. It's called The Golden Prison. I'm working with Z Films 24.
Wow.
Yeah, I empowered him when he shot the first music video, Chikwama. I took him from, and then
He's the one
who shot
nice.
Chikwama.
Okay.
So that was his first professional music video. So I was empowering my boys. So now they are good. They're equipped now. They are well equipped. There's a girl called Hope. She's a script writer, a professional script writer. I have Jude Chisere. So big up to you, buddy. As well. Yeah, so we're doing the first series shot here in Venda. So we've recently shot 2 episodes. It's just that now we're struggling with budgets. Our film sector does not exist. Remember when I started the music sector, there was no music industry. So I think I'm done. So now I'm inventing film. Now I'm inventing film, you know, and going to choral music as well. And I just want to spread. Remember, my company is a movement. Rita Dee Entertainment is entertainment. I don't just focus in one place. So that's why now I'm investing in the film sector. Take it one step at a time. Doing TV. I recently did certificates for film. And I have big up to my SABC friend. Yeah, and I'm getting a lot of guidance from well experienced people like Basa. What's up, buddy? She's shot a lot of SABC stuff. You know, she shot a lot of things. Like you even Chappie, the movie, the US movie. She was part of the casting crew. So I'm getting well experienced people on my side, like the strongest team. You don't have.
She's getting well experienced.
The connection is going.
So yeah, the Golden Prison is it's something else. It's more about us Africans and Venda and Matonga and Mabedi and our minerals and our tradition and our culture and our stories and told the way we want them told, not bleached, not you know, even if you check the trailer on YouTube, it's massive. Like it's called what? It's the Golden Prison.
Okay.
Yeah,
check it out.
Check it out, there, guys.
Yeah, the Golden Prison. But now we're still getting funders for other episodes because when we went to Netflix, they said it's either the commission us or license us. But the commissioning part does not make sense. So it's better we get funds and shoot 8 episodes, dust it, clean it, and then they will give it to them, they license it. That's where we all get paid and commissioning.
Yo, my soul is filled, eh?
No.
No fora.
I just don't know what to ask anymore, man. But yeah, I just like the thing that they are so friendly,
Guys,
so kind.
I'm down to earth. When I work, you'll find me at work at 4 a.m. Yeah, still there.
Wow. So, you guys, any questions? Before now, we can let you advertise yourself one more time. So that you can brag one more time. Brag in your faces.
Any questions?
Any questions? Question.
Question. Okay, my exemption. Question.
Yeah, okay, Rita Dee.
Uh-huh.
Not doing English.
The good one.
Okay.
The calling. I don't know.
Ajivenda chashu.
So, as an artist, I'm in the industry now. So, zinani ngatoro fungaza maybe kama fungo the market ana mafungo to RABS brand. Rasa tubana manager na sasa wakamba zori mtu tu madharis.
Invest in your brand. Are they investing? I mean, even 10 cents invest. If it's a photo shoot, pay for your photo shoot. If it's an album, pay for your album. Because people will come and claim that music because they paid for that music and it's theirs. So invest in yourself and hard work. Remember, when you promote yourself, nobody can come and say they'll pay you before your brand is acknowledged. So you have to go there and ask for stage. Now I used to go to every event asking for stage. When we got to 2 minutes and 5 minutes. You know, build brands. So people especially artists, they wait for somebody to spoon feed. They feel like people owe them and nobody owes you nothing in this world. Nobody. Yes, because once you a bit popular and people ask for your pictures, you feel like you've made it once you have started. So the journey of an artist is broken by being big-headed mostly because they feel like they are bigger than everybody else. So if you stay humble and loyal and you know that you are hardworking, and when people come to you, smile at them and say hi. Even if you got 10 million, still say hi to those people because tomorrow those people are the ones who brings you money. Because remember, in this entertainment, it's the people that make sure that we're fed.
See? When she said it like this, I you know who played this other time. I wish I was born ill.
I can say I'm well civilized. Yeah. And I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.
I'm here because of you. I'm the one who wrote. I'm the one.
You wrote exam with my case study and you passed. And it was
flying
simple.
colors.
I have 99% passed with flying colors.
See.
Our Abelena is this African queen. Goddess. Which one?
Which one?
This one, when you're a Rastafarian, you believe in. You should.
I'm the number one fan rap diva. It started like that from day one and it's still like that. And with the Tsii-Entertainment is a movement.
Rita Dee Entertainment is capacity some more.
No, what's up?
So, from the music genres, which one do you go for? Piano, hip hop, rap? What's your the 90%? Which one?
You're going to laugh. You're going to laugh. Okay. My favorite genre is jazz.
How?
Yeah. Classical
Just
jazz.
like,
Yeah. Remember, I was raised by jazz. I started attending jazz festival when I was 8. I've got pictures when I was in different jazz festivals. Because remember, my dad, most of his shows were jazz related. Advocates, what shows, deep cultural shows. So jazz was always on the background. So I know a lot of jazz artists, and then personally, even Enrique. I even know I met like a dude in I met like a dude at La Lora. There was a place called, when you go to Vuani, there's a place called La Lora. It used to be the in thing back in the 90s. So like Dube was very close to, do you know the late JR? The dancer of Makhadzi. And I do knows. Yeah. So his mom was the owner of La Lora. So she used to book a lot like a Dube that side. So they're my family friend. Sharp, I was once a dancer. For Andy, for Dunuza with what's happening.
You didn't do
So the industry has been following me. That's why I met Bozombo, Nestam. That's why I started meeting Makhadzi.
You said Nestam.
No, Nestam. I have met Nestam a couple of times. Music in Bizo 2019 in Durban. I was the only one from Limpopo, let's just say from the whole Limpopo. I was with NOTA. It was me, NOTA.
Hey, shout out to NOTA.
The Godfathers, if you know the Godfathers. Nash, Talaman. Oh, that's when I did the podcast, with Scoop Makhadzi. Scoop and Miss Cosmo and Spitster. Yeah, I did it at Moses Mabida in 2019. Yeah, I have an episode there. You should go say it today. And I made my statement there. That's when me and Scoop became friends. What's up, Scoop? I'm doing the same shit in Bega. You know? Yeah, so yeah, Scoop is my friend. Shout out to that. You know, yeah, I did. Yeah, podcast 2019. I was with Miss Cosmo, Scoop. Then we had Tellerman as well. We had Nash, and we were staying in the same hotel for a week.
Wow.
So yeah,
I feel like someone is just pouring me with the glory.
Or
Like,
it's gotta be still alive.
So you know South African music in Bizo. Shout out to the owners, Pembele. I left with him this year, March to Botswana. He's like my godfather in Durban.
Shout out.
Big ups.
What's the name?
Pembele, the owner of
Okay,
South African music in Bizo. He's like my godfather in Durban. When I go to KZN, I know everything is sorted.
Oh, yeah. That thing of cultural.
The South African music in Bizo.
The whole
It's the biggest music forum workshop in Africa.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you've been there.
Yes, I've also done a DMC workshop, and I'm feminine.
This has been a blessing. This has been a blessing. I don't know how many times I've been this. This has been a blessing.
So, Rita Dee, we now would like to thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, wow.
Presents, man.
Your presence was fine.
And Univen is my home.
You don't know.
I started in radio there when I used to sleep at the Riverside. I slept in Riverside. Remember, I was working at Univen Radio. And then I went to Makhadzi FM and then until my radio career died out.
You
Yeah.
killed it, agree.
I killed it because I didn't have time. The movie was right.
That's what I'm telling you. You just reach your point. I'm staying at Riverside. Then I thought
Maybe.
What do you want to be remembered as?
yeah.
There's an opportunity we didn't want to miss.
What
this
do
one.
that's the first. What do I want to be remembered like? You can't brainwash people, but I think.
Wait.
But I think people only appreciate things when they are gone. So and I've lived to see that, and it's like my previous artist, 17 Man Gavin, is still calling me. Like last week, was saying, Rita, I want to come back to the entertainment, and I think it's after how many years, 8 to 9 years, and it was like, I made a mistake of my life. I wish, and you were the best. Like, but then times have changed, and people's priorities have changed, and I've also matured in a sense of this is the time when for the first time in my life, this is the time when I'm putting myself first, and everything. I always put people first in my life. I've always helped people, and nobody has helped me back, you know. And then at the end of the day, I'm the bad bitch of the industry.
Yeah, you know the good.
But then it's fine. Jesus was not loved by everybody.
It's for that.
He died for us, you know. So I don't expect to be. Sometimes I just look at it and say, maybe I am the living female. I'm the living female of Jesus. And it just
You were not born on the 25, ne?
No. I'm just next to you.
Someone is.
One time when they were doing their matches, now they was getting born somewhere there. 16 June somewhere there. I'm there somewhere.
Oh.
Yeah. Somewhere in June. Yeah. 17 June is my birthday.
You know? You're gonna celebrate hers, then you celebrate.
Yeah. So I think my work will speak for itself when my last day of this planet comes, and that's when people will appreciate, and when people hear the stories and people have saved and people have adopted and people have created fantasies and made their dreams come true, and people that I have nurtured will come in front and say, in Jesus' name, amen.
Hallelujah. Well, that should be a closing. That's a very nice short prayer. One closing. Yeah, it was a closing prayer.
Wow, like now I don't want to ruin anything. But from here, she said a mouthful.
Yeah,
like,
man.
guys.
Listen, if you is still one more, please come to the YouTube channel and watch whatever we're talking about, because it was very interesting. Thank you all for the we are Rita Dee here. Thank you, over and out.
Full package, you can stop. Wanna care for Boso. Nyagari, I say, oh, Kera, you must go, no. Arunya, Galobolo, Doro, Vera, Lipolo. Halegida, Nayer, play, Kenya, Kazak. Being on the grind, it's about time. Wanna kiss